Hey everybody. So for today's movie review, I'm going to talk about the new Robert Zemeckis film, Flight. It stars Denzel Washington, Don Cheadle, John Goodman, and a few others. And in this film, you guys, it's about a pilot who I believe this film is loosely based off of real events. I'm not 100% certain on that. But it's about a pilot that has alcohol and drug problems. He has a cocaine addiction and he's alcoholic. And one morning when he's flying people to a destination, um, he they run into plane problems, and even though the plane did have problems going into this flight, um, Denzel's character, he lands the plane successfully and does hurt a lot of people in the process, does accidentally kill some people in the process. But he's one of the few pilots in the airline service who can accomplish this land successfully, more so than all the other pilots for the American Airlines at the time. Um, However, the problem he ran into was the fact that he did do some drugs and alcohol before the flight. And unfortunately, this does go against him in court later on when lives are at risk, and this could also count as manslaughter in a courtroom's eyes. Um, so Denzel he runs into this problem, and his drinking problem gets worse because of the depression that he's going through. So there's a lot of problems that is going on with his life. He believes he's the hero of the situation, even though he kind of ignores it by drinking alcohol and just kind of pushes away the people who are stating the problems that they're going against in this situation. Um, so this movie's all about a man who thought he did a heroic deed, but in reality, he there was more to it than he thought, and that other thing that he was ignoring was the fact that he did something bad while that heroic deed went on. Um, so Flight, you guys, was very good. I was very impressed with it. I saw it with my parents, and they were also very impressed with it. Um, the plane crash scene alone is worth seeing this movie for, just because it is so tense. It feels so real. It feels like something that would happen if a plane crash like this were to happen. Um, Don Cheadle and John Goodman give great performances in this movie. Specifically, Don Cheadle, like, you really were given the impression that he wanted to help Denzel out, that he understood kind of what he was going through. Just very good performances in this. Um, a lot of first person view shots, specifically when the plane crashes and we get to see Denzel's perspective on the situation. A lot of the when he's in the hotel, there's a lot of perspective shots there. Very, very impressive. They really feel like we're looking through his eyes. They were just very well done. Um, the scenes were even where he was drunk. Uh, what Robert Zemeckis did with the camera and what he did with editing and all that other stuff really gave me the impression like he was drunk and couldn't control himself. So those are very well done too. I'm glad that Robert Zemeckis has returned to live action. It's just so good to see him back in the form that made him famous to begin with. We had Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the Back to the Future trilogy, Forrest Gump, Castaway, What Lies Beneath. We've had so many excellent films from him that were in live action, and it was great to see him finally return to that live action format with, once again, another great film. Um, Good film writing in this movie. I really enjoyed the writing in it. It felt like they took a lot of time in making the script feel real. Like, if this was a real event, what would it feel like? Like I said, if this film was loosely based off real events, it really felt like something that would really happen. Um, the music choice in this was very good. A lot of Rolling Stones songs, just a lot of really interesting song choices to go along with the scene. That kind of, they're not exactly what you would think about for the scene, but they're one of those things where you kind of give it some thought. And after a while, though, that song choice is kind of unique the way they chose it. It doesn't feel out of place. It feels like it belongs there, and it's very unique how it feels like it belongs there. Um, the negatives for this film, you guys, I thought it was a bit slow moving occasionally. Not a lot, but every once in a while it did feel a little bit slow moving. Um, I would have as much as I liked, Robert Zemeckis returning to live action, I really wish he put more of himself into this movie. I was really given the impression after seeing the film like the script was kind of floating around somewhere in Hollywood and it just needed a director to make it. And I think because his animation studio went downhill after Mars Needs Moms, he just needed a good script to work with for live action. Um, and I really wish he just added more of that special touch. I mean, we've seen him give like a fantasy factor to his movies. I thought the overuse of profanity really felt un-Zemeckis, if that makes any sense. And also the long, um, the large quantity of drug and sex content scenes in here really don't feel like something Robert Zemeckis would ever do in one of his own movies. So just a lot of things in here that really didn't feel like Zemeckis voiced anything about it, or just didn't add enough of his special touch to make it work. So I really would have liked to see more of him into the production. Um, there were some occasional over the top moments. I won't ruin it because it ruins a huge plot twist in the movie. Well, not even a plot twist, just a big thing that happens in the movie. Just a lot of over the top moments, a lot of things that, not well, actually, not a lot of. It's more of an occasional thing where, especially near the end of the movie, where you just really can't believe that, some of these things would actually happen to make someone function in some way. Um, all I'm going to say is it's a scene near the end where it involves John Goodman and Denzel Washington. It just really feels not believable at all. Um, but overall, guys, I give Flight an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I loved seeing Robert Zemeckis come back to live action. I hope he does more of this again. Where we see him in live action films that we see him make. So 8.5 out of 10 for me, you guys. It's a very good film. So make sure to check it out.